Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to appreciate you so much because of your great support. Raila Amolo Odinga and the Azimio team has come out to announce the KamkunjI rally date 27th as William Samoei Ruto and his team are asking themselves several questions. When you look at what happened during the initial mass action in between the Kenya Kwanza government and the Azimio, we realized something that was very crucial. As the demands of the Azimio, as we speak now, has not been met, even despite of William Samoei Ruto and Raila Odinga had a dialogue called a bipartisan kind of dialogue. Now, this is not going to be a mass action the way it was. It is going to be a mass action that is going to be against the finance bill of William Samoei Ruto. As this bill has already shown an indication that is going to pass, Azimio MPs will not come out to stop it because the members of parliament from Kenya Kwanza had already planned, even going ahead, convincing some members of parliament from the Azimio side. What we were being asked with several Kenyans in different platforms across the social media, people are asking, where is Raila Amolo Odinga and his team? But this was after Raila Odinga had signalized his supporters and all Kenyans during his visit in Kibera Toy Market, as he said that he was not fast to call mass action because they are busy looking at the way this finance bill is going to affect the common mwananchi. And if truly the way we are seeing the signal, what Raila Odinga requested his supporters to wait for, finally it is here. So what next for Raila Amolo Odinga? That is why I want us to have a candid discussion towards whatever might happen during the mass action, as they are going to storm the street, as they're going to start consulting their supporters date 27th of this month, as we wait to storm, or rather to wait the Azimio to storm the street as we start the earliest July. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate you so much because of your support. Fundraising to support Nudin Salash, I will continue appreciating because what you've done, and we've closed the fundraising, and those who are willing still to support them, you can reach them. They have their numbers and you can support them. Now, when you look at whatever is going to happen next, is one, there's a possibility of William Ruto's government being destabilized. And this is how it's going to be destabilized. One, remember, various sectors are coming out against this finance bill. It is not going to be business as usual as you think. It has reached a time that every sector is feeling the burden of this finance bill. And the way I told you in several videos in this channel, I know there is a benefit of this finance bill again, but a bigger percentage of this finance bill is going to burden Kenyans because all over it is taxation. At the same time, this taxation is being raised, and the reason behind it is that William Ruto is telling Kenyans that his government is not looking forward to borrow. Why is it that he is coming out to tell us every now and then that he is not going to borrow, but at the same time, William within 9 months in the office, they have already borrowed 1.2 trillion Kenya shillings. If they have borrowed 1.2 trillion Kenya shillings, on this side, the expected revenue to be collected is 2.96 trillion. Again, the budget of William Ruto in this finance bill, the budget of 2023-2024 is 3.6 trillion Kenyan shillings. It's more than the expected revenue to be collected, as the money that they have already borrowed is 1.2 trillion Kenyan shillings, almost the half of the money that is expected to be collected in terms of revenue. As the deficit is giving William Ruto a very big problem of 718 billion Kenyan shillings, this is how Kenyans are going to suffer. As you look at this finance bill, the owners are not William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza government. It is the IMF, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, and other multilateral institutions and donors that are coming out to say that as we are lending you money, you must abide with our measures. You must abide with our conditions. And that is why you've seen even the levy tax and the VAT in the fuel is bringing a bit shake in our country, because this was condition that was put on place by the IMF. And even when William Ruto's budget suggested the doubling of the levy, they were happy because this was their conditions and measures. So for me, when I look at the mass action, is going to be a conversation of the taxation burdening common mwananchi. And this is going to destabilize William Ruto's government in a way that to bring it back might be a problem, because the government will not tolerate the mass action. At the same time, they will not tolerate the mass action. There will be a max. We don't know how they are going to put it. Is it going to be the everyday's mass action, Monday to Sunday? We don't know. But it is a very critical issue that as we speak now, if William Ruto is going to continue like that, then this mass action is going to overburden him. Why? Because you've seen whatever happened initially during the mass action, where at the moment watu walikuwa wanaingia kwa street, people were so panicked. Some were closing their businesses, some were protecting their properties. And as the way things were going on, things were not okay with common mwananchi. So for me, I have realized something that is very crucial. Kenya is going to be destabilized by this mass action, because it is now not going to be Raila Odinga's Azimio only, but it is going to be the mass action of the people of the Republic of Kenya, because they're feeling a kind of burden. Number two, is there any possibility of a bipartisan talk being revamped? I don't see, because the Azimio reached at a time that they have realized that the dialogue will not work for them. And if this dialogue is not going to work for them, the only option they had was to go back to the people. And because they have support, they have the dayhards to push the agenda of mass action. They know and they believe that the only criteria and mechanism that they have is only to call the people in the street. And this is going to enable them to push the agenda of rejecting the William Ruto's finance bill. Number three and lastly, is there any possibility of William Ruto reviewing the finance bill? I don't see. Because they've said that if this finance bill is going to fail, the government is going to be paralyzed. at the same time as the finance bill is going to pass, the same, they are going to be paralyzed because people are all both sides waiting whatever is going to happen. They will not accept totally this kind of punitive and malicious kind of finance bill in the Republic of Kenya, as everything is taxed, everything across the Republic of Kenya. So when I saw this kind of mass action is going to bring back the government into a route of waking up in the morning the way Rigathi Gachagua was doing at 5 a.m., mobilizing police officers, and as they will not retract back the finance bill, then this will be a condition that is going to affect common mwananchi. Ladies and gentlemen, what are thoughts? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. I want to appreciate you so much because of great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video.